is officially March. Happy 1st of March. Happy Women's Month, Women's History Month. I started reading Know My Name by Chanel Miller last night. The audiobook came through and I'm absolutely loving it so far. The writing is absolutely beautiful. It is heartbreaking. Definitely a difficult read that you should be in the right mindset for. I think that goes without saying. This is a book that's reclaiming her. She's reclaiming her name, her identity, who she is, everything. She's talking about everything that she went through, and it's heartbreaking. Hello, it is March 5th and we are officially in, have I already done an intro to this vlog? I have no idea. I can't remember. But we are in middle grade March and March Mystery Madness and March of the Mammoths. And so yeah, I wanted to let you know what I have been reading. So I started back in February, towards the end of February, Fantasy Island by Ed Morales, and this is like a nonfiction history commentary book on Puerto Rico, and I'm tabbing it up. I kind of go back and forth so far on how I'm feeling about it. I feel like he's very repetitive. But I feel like he doesn't go into detail enough about some things. But like I said, I just don't know how I feel about it. I think I'll just have to wait until I get to the end. But my focus has shifted to my March specific TBR, and so I've started with Careless in Red by Elizabeth George. I think this is like the 13th or 14th book in the series. I don't know. I got that edition from when I worked at Barnes & Noble because we had this cool I forgot what those displays are called. They're like the cardboard foldable displays that come with books. Ooh, totally forgot. It's been over a year since I stopped working there, so. But this one is number 15 in the series, and so far I love it. I love it so much. It has like immediately gripped me into the story. We have a bunch of characters, but I feel like I'm getting a good sense of who each is. Each feels different. I love her writing style. It does feel more literary than a lot of mysteries. I love the setting that she's creating. I love the atmosphere. I love Detective Lindley. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I am kind of whizzing through it pretty quickly. I'm 195 pages into it. It is 7:30 on a Friday, so I'm gonna spend much more time with this tonight. Got no plans for tonight. You know, got a very exciting life over here, guys. And yeah, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get more into it and then to start The Punishment She Deserves, which is the other Elizabeth George that I have. And then I am definitely, if I like the rest of it as much as I am liking the first 200 pages, and I enjoy The Punishment She Deserves as much as I like this one, or even remotely the same, I'm gonna just start collecting the series, and I'm so excited to possibly have another mystery writer that I love, that I can get, because Tana French, I think I have maybe 4 books left of hers, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and then I just kind of have to wait until she publishes more, but she has like 18, 20 books out. That's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Hello. It is 10 o'clock at night on March 10th. And I finished today Careless in Red by Elizabeth George, and I really enjoyed it. There were like 2 instances of like just unnecessary comments about like fatness that were annoying, and there's a possible implication of perhaps it's not like really denied or properly, like it's not really said one way or the other for sure, but there's perhaps the chance that the reason for one of the female characters' way of being is due, like a toxic way of being is due to possible sexual assault, which I mean again, this was in 2003. By now it is far beyond a tired narrative that trauma has to be the reason for the way that a female character either finds strength or is bad, or like any sort of particular personality altering or any sort of, like, I think you guys know what I mean, where it is okay for women to be complex and to be bad and to be bad people and to be or to be good people, to be complex people, and we don't always have to consistently rely on that narrative of trauma or sexual assault, whatever. But overall, I really was gripped by the story. I couldn't put it down. I kept thinking about it. I kept wanting to go back. I really enjoyed Superintendent Lindley. I think he's going to be like a new favorite sort of detective. I can't wait to read more of this series. I have The Punishment She Deserves, which is later on in this book series. I hate that I'm reading them out of order, but it wasn't really anything that hindered my experience, I don't think. And I can't wait to get through the rest of this series. I also started the Book Wanderers. I started the Book Wanderers today, which is book 1 in Pages and Co. Series by Anna James, and this is a middle grade where our main character Matilda, or Tilly, is able to, I think, talk to characters from different books in the bookstore that her grandparents own, which is called Pages and Co. Or can go into the story, something along those lines. I'm not very far in. I am 12 pages in. I am really enjoying the fact that this has illustrations inside, and they're so nice. Hello. It is March 10th and I'm walking on my couch. Galeo's using the restroom. It is so nice outside. It was like 68 and there was some daylight still, as you just saw after work. So I've been working from home basically since January. We're going back on Monday. I'm not excited. I like working from home, but yeah, it was just so nice. I went out there and I've been reading the Book of Wanderers and it's really sweet. It's cute. It's not anything like magnificent, but it's sweet. It's cute. I would recommend it for kids. Hola. It is around 11 in the morning on March 13th. We are officially in the middle of the mid-month book bash hosted by Doris over at All the Books. And I have started The Alienist by Caleb Carr. This is a pretty dark mystery so far. It's set in the late 19th century. Yeah, it's set in the late 19th century New York. Our main character is a New York Times reporter who's been called by Theodore Roosevelt, then a police officer, like a police commissioner in New York City, for what is found out to be the third death of a child prostitute, or of a child who their only means of survival at that time was to be part of like these prostitute houses and things like that. So it's very jarring, and it is very it can be very triggering. So if that sounds at all like it might trigger you, I would probably steer away from it. I don't think, at least from the description of the first body, which was a young boy who would work at these houses dressed as a young girl. That can be, yeah, I would stay away from that if that's very triggering for you, because it didn't shy away from like descriptions of when the body was found. So hello, buddy. He's like, since you took my spot to read, I'm gonna use you as a bed. is 7:14 on Monday, March 15th. I finished The Alienist this morning on my way to work, and overall I enjoyed it. I was gripped into the story. I cared about the characters. Not not like a magnificent amount, not as much as I did in the Elizabeth George book, but I was enthralled enough with their trying to figure out the psychology and the psyche of the killer and their dynamic to continue to read, and enough to feel like I wanted to go back to the book when I wasn't reading it. So I gave it it's like a 3.75, 4-star. But yeah, overall it was okay. I would say more like 3.75.
Hey y'all, it's Ashley Sherelle, and I am back with another video. Topic in the bookish community. Maybe not necessarily on BookTube, but just in the bookish community overall. And
Hello everybody. It is 7:18 on March 24th, and I don't think I've checked in a little while, so I wanted to go through the books that I have read recently and just a couple thoughts on them. I am at 36 books for the year, which is awesome. I'm really excited about that. Let's see. So I think I talked about how I finished this Oedipal Moonstone and really enjoyed it. I read Fence Volume 3 and really enjoyed it. I finished The Punishment She Deserves by Elizabeth George, and I really just cannot wait to get the rest of the series. Oh my god, I know it's like 20 books, but I just love her writing so much. I love her characters. I love the way that she writes about investigations. I love how there's so many characters and how you get to hear about every single character, even if they're not I feel like by broadening the scope of the communities in which, or of the type of people that we get to learn about in these mystery novels, that you get a better sense of that mystery and of investigating and of talking to everybody, and how like interwoven people's stories are, and even if they're not 100% connected or responsible for the crime, as you're investigating, I know that detectives have to talk to so many people and learn about so many different things and learn about the relationships between different people, and she uses different characters to have different sort of social commentary, and I just really enjoyed it. Again, like I've only read 2 of the books in the series, and in both there's been like unnecessary descriptions of fatness in somebody, which is really annoying, and hopefully it's not something that she continues on, but this is the most recent in the series, so it would just be like the next ones. Hopefully it's not something that shows up in every single one, because it is really annoying. It's just like unnecessary. Everybody, it is 7:30 on Monday, March 29th. I just came back from a jog to a package from Avid Reader Press. So thank you, Avid Reader Press, for sending me a package. It came with a finished copy of Infinite Country by Patricia Engel, which I already had a finished copy of. They had already sent me one. And I have the ARC, so this is now my third copy. I guess I could do like a giveaway, but then it also came with two other things. One was Animal by Lisa Taddeo, which I am excited about because this is actually one of my anticipated releases. I actually don't remember what it's about, but she's the author of Three Women, which was that nonfiction book about the different, very like particular sexual lives of three different women, because she just came back from running. He's like, take a bath, woman. So she wrote another book called Animal and I don't remember what it's about, so let's read the synopsis. Even though I don't, you guys know I like to go into my books blind, but for your sake. It says, honestly, sometimes I think it's the only recourse, killing men in times like these. I actually kind of don't want to read anything else. I think this might be about a female serial killer. Sounds, I guess, thrillery. I'm not really into thrillers, but I will give it a chance because it's her. And we have Falling. This looks like a dad book. It's blurred by Don Winslow and James Patterson. So yes. You just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. Enjoy the flight. And then a finished copy of Leonora in the Morning Light by Michaela Carter. And this seems to be a historical fiction, World War II historical fiction. Those don't tend to be my jam, but perhaps I will look into the reviews for this one. Maybe it's good, and I'll be swayed to give it a try. It's blurred. This is not the story of the great man's woman. This is the story of the great woman. We'll see. I'm undecided. I have a lot of other stuff and a lot of other things that I'm really, really excited about that I don't know that I'm like excited enough about this to like add these besides this one. So yeah. I don't know if I already talked about this, but I finished a picture book called Penguin Problems, which was really, really sweet and funny. And then I finished They Called Us Enemy by George Takei, which I was saying Takai, but I looked it up and he says that it rhymes with okay, so Takei. That's why you should look up people's names before you say them. And this was great. This was very, very sad. I knew about the internment camps. I didn't know how long they had lasted, and I didn't know that people had been asked to essentially renounce anything with regards to Japan. I highly, highly recommend it. This is what the artwork looks like. And yeah, so there's that one. And I still have a few other books that I took out from the library. And yeah, I think I might stop this reading vlog here because I don't think that I will finish anything else before the month is done. So I had a pretty good reading month. I read 7 books out of my physical TBR and a few others via ebook and audiobook. So it's exciting. Good reading year so far. I think I'm about 15 books ahead of my reading goal of 100. So I'm more ahead. Yeah, it's great. It's been a good reading year so far. I only have a month left of grad school, guys. It boggles my mind. Like the month starts in, well, I think this month has what, 31 days. So And then everything has to be submitted by April 30th. That's a month. Oh my gosh. And then I'm a freaking librarian. I will probably do a video of like talking about my experience and answering any questions. So if you have any questions about my particular process, how I went about it, what made me make the decisions that I made, what my plans are, what, you know, librarianship is, etc., leave any of those questions down below and I will make a separate video where I address all of that. So yes, thank you for watching and for listening. I will see you all next reading vlog.